Imagine this. You're in the middle of a conversation with a woman, and out of nowhere you say something so unexpected, so mysterious, that her eyes widen, her lips part slightly, and she leans in closer. She's hooked. Sounds like magic, doesn't it? But here's the thing. It's not magic. It's the art of a well-timed, perfectly crafted compliment. In today's video, we're diving into the top 3 forbidden compliments that, when used correctly, can make any woman drool over you. These aren't the typical compliments she hears every day, like, "You're beautiful," or "Nice smile." No, we're talking about those compliments that cut through the noise, that trigger something deep inside her. These are the kinds of compliments that stay with her long after the conversation ends. Here's the kicker. Most men don't know how to compliment a woman in a way that truly sparks deep attraction. Either they play it too safe, or they try too hard and sound completely disingenuous. The truth is, generic compliments don't make her feel special. She's heard it all before, and it slides off her like water off a duck's back. But when you say the right thing, something that challenges her, something that gets under her skin in the best way possible, that's when she starts thinking about you long after you've left. She won't be able to shake off that feeling of mystery, desire, and curiosity about what makes her different in your eyes. In this video, I'm going to break down 3 forbidden compliments. 3 compliments that trigger deep emotional responses, make her crave your presence, and, most importantly, make her obsess over you. These aren't just about her looks. They tap into the part of her that wants to feel unique, understood, and desired. Stick around, because the first one is going to flip everything you thought you knew about attraction. Forbidden compliment number 1. There's something about you I can't quite figure out. When you deliver this line, you're not just offering a compliment. You're planting a seed of curiosity and intrigue. Picture this. You're having a conversation, and the woman you're speaking with says something interesting, maybe even unexpected. Instead of simply reacting, you pause, look at her intently, and let the words escape your lips. There's something about you I can't quite figure out. In that moment, you've done something profoundly impactful. You've created an emotional space in her mind where curiosity, mystery, and desire will start to flourish. The genius of this compliment is in its simplicity. It's not a statement of praise, but rather an acknowledgement of something deeper, something elusive. It's an open-ended compliment that forces her to invest emotionally. When you make her wonder what it is about her that's intriguing to you, she becomes actively involved in the conversation. Her mind begins to search for answers. But here's the trick. Don't rush to explain yourself. Let the tension build. Let her wonder what it is that makes her unique in your eyes. You've just made her feel something she doesn't usually experience. Mystery. Attraction thrives on mystery, and women are naturally drawn to men who keep them guessing. When you throw out an ordinary compliment, like "you're beautiful," she may appreciate it, but it doesn't spark any deeper emotional reaction. However, when you tell her there's something about her you can't quite figure out, you're creating a space for her to feel different from everyone else. She'll begin to think about it long after your conversation ends. She'll analyze every interaction you have and try to figure out why you said that. In essence, this compliment flips the usual dynamic. Instead of you complimenting her, she's now focused on you. She'll want to know more, delve deeper, and figure out exactly what makes her stand out in your eyes. How to use it. It's crucial that you deliver this compliment with intention. If you say it casually or without much thought, it won't have the same effect. You want to show genuine curiosity. If you're talking and she says something intriguing, pause, look at her, and say it slowly. "There's something about you I can't quite figure out." The pause before the compliment is key. It shows you're truly thinking about her in a way that's different from the usual compliments. This compliment works best when there's already a sense of connection or a moment where she's revealed something about herself. Why it works: it makes her feel unique. Most compliments tell her she's attractive. This one tells her that there's something special about her, something you can't even quite put into words. It makes her feel like she's not just a pretty face, but someone who has a depth that only you can see. It creates tension. Tension is a natural part of attraction. When you tell her there's something about her you can't figure out, she's going to want to know more. You're placing her on a mental journey where she's actively trying to figure out what it is about her that's so captivating. It engages her emotions. Women are wired to be emotionally connected to the people they feel attraction toward. When you hit her with this compliment, it pulls her emotions into the conversation. She'll start thinking about you and trying to figure out what makes her so unique in your eyes. This creates an emotional attachment that builds over time. Forbidden compliment. Number 2, I feel like there's a side of you that most people never get to see. This compliment is a little different. It's not as direct as the first one, but it has the same power to trigger emotional investment. When you say, I feel like there's a side of you that most people never get to see, you're acknowledging something deeper than just her surface-level personality. You're telling her that there's more to her than meets the eye, and you see it. The beauty of this compliment lies in its ability to make her feel understood in a way that few people do. Most women are used to being judged for their appearance or the way they present themselves socially. But deep down, every woman craves to be seen for who she truly is, the parts of her that others rarely notice or appreciate. This compliment works because it acknowledges that she's not just what others see on the surface. It hints at a side of her that's hidden, that only you can see. When you say it, you're not just admiring her physical appearance or personality. You're making her feel special. You're telling her that you see more than just the obvious traits. You're seeing the parts of her that are deeper, more personal, and perhaps even vulnerable. How to use it? Timing is everything. You don't want to use this compliment as a filler or throw it out randomly. It has to feel genuine, like you've noticed something that others have overlooked. For example, let's say you've been hanging out with her for a while, and she shares something personal with you. Maybe she opens up about a passion or a past experience. This is the perfect moment to say, I feel like there's a side of you that most people never get to see. Another great opportunity is when she shows a side of herself that's completely unexpected. Maybe she does something unfiltered, laughing loudly, acting a little goofy, or letting her guard down. That's when you say, I don't think most people get to see this version of you. Why it works? It makes her feel unique. Instead of focusing on her outward appearance, you're telling her that there's more to her than others perceive. This makes her feel seen for who she really is. It creates emotional depth. This compliment isn't just about flattery, it's about acknowledging a hidden side of her that most people never notice. When you point that out, she feels emotionally connected to you. It makes her want to impress you. When you suggest that there's a side of her that others don't see, she becomes curious to show you more of that hidden side. She'll start revealing more of herself to you, trying to prove that you're right. Forbidden compliment. Or number 3, I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need. This compliment is a game changer. It's the ultimate psychological trap, and it works because it creates tension, curiosity, and excitement all at once. When you tell a woman, I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need, you're flipping the script. Suddenly, she's the one who's uncertain. She's the one who's left wondering, what does he mean by this? This compliment works because it places her in a mental position where she has to figure out where she stands with you. Most compliments place the woman on a pedestal, making her feel like she's the one in control. But when you say this, you're flipping the power dynamic. You're showing interest, but you're not falling for her immediately. You're still figuring her out, and that makes her want to win you over. How to use it? This compliment works best when there's already a bit of flirtation or playful tension. Maybe she said something teasing or done something unexpected. That's when you lean in, give her a mischievous smile and say, I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need. The key here is to make it sound natural. It shouldn't sound rehearsed or forced. You want to deliver it in a way that shows genuine curiosity, but also a sense of challenge. Why it works? It creates intrigue. When you say this, she's going to wonder what you mean. She's going to start questioning herself and her intentions. That's when the attraction deepens. It makes her feel exciting and dangerous. Women love feeling like they have power over a man, but only if it's part of a challenge. This compliment suggests that she's unpredictable, that she has the ability to shake things up in your world. That makes her want to prove it to you.